And so far, no teams other than Joe Gibbs Racing and Team Penske have been able to reach victory lane. It's like you know that, but until you see it and say that, it's like, wow. So it's another short track this weekend. So does that mean, Parker, another team has an opportunity, or will it be Gibbs Penske again?
I would love to be able to say with a straight face, you know what? Anyone could win this weekend.
You can't do it?
I can't do it because what we have seen as of late in the last couple of years is if you show speed at even one type of track, you're going to show speed throughout the series. And I mean, this correlated lately from mile and a half to short tracks to road courses. It's just whatever they're doing works, and it works all over the place. So Joe Gibbs and Team Penske, until they show a weakness, until someone shows up and goes P1 in practice and P1 in qualifying and leads the most laps in a race, they are the ones to beat. And I know we had the big three last year, the last 2 years. Now it's just the big two. I mean, there's just two. There's two teams. That's all right now. Joe Gibbs Racing and Team Penske, they're the ones to beat. I think there's teams that will have good runs that maybe surprise us, like we saw at Bristol. But if you're looking for someone to go out there and just straight up beat those two teams, I just don't see it happening.
So we already know how your fantasy lineup is looking.
It looks pretty similar to what I just said.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I agree. So Richmond is a place, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because the track gets so slick as the tires go off that downforce and just car setup and those big teams that have both are really strong there. It just doesn't seem like you have a shock, like maybe a Martinsville or a Bristol, not winning the race, but take Matt DiBenedetto or Chris Buescher last week during Bristol. Guys like that consistently running up front. Richmond just doesn't do that. And I think it's because the track is so worn out that the teams that have more downforce and a better car setup consistently really shine there. To me, if there's going to be one of those teams that comes up and beats the big two, it's Stewart-Haas Racing.
Yep.
Most likely, and people would pick Kevin Harvick, but if it's going to be somebody at Richmond, to me, it's Clint Bowyer. He's strong at Richmond. He's won there before. He was strong at Bristol last week. So was Kevin Harvick, even though he was 4 laps down and had to fight his way all the way back on the lead lap by the end of the race. So if it's one of those organizations to beat them, it's going to be Stewart-Haas. But you know what? Rowdy's still showing up. Joey and Brad, they've been okay at Richmond before. I think they're going to be strong again.
You know what I'd like to see? This is one of those times, you know, with how successful Kyle Busch has been, that I know you used to do this in short track racing, but like right now, I'd like to see a bounty on Kyle Busch. You know, like whoever beats him gets $100,000 extra or something. I don't know. Maybe they get an extra point. Don't actually hand out points, but I'm saying like something to just like raise the stakes to saying like this guy has been incredible to start the season across all 3 series, and now you know go into another short track. What a cool storyline it'd be to say like, all right, if anyone beats him, you're going to be rewarded for this because you know this guy is setting the standard right now. So I think that's incredible. The car you just saw there behind him though, his brother Kurt Busch. If there's a team that I would say is maybe surprising me and could really surprise with both cars this coming weekend, it would be those Ganassi cars, because we've seen the speed out of Kurt Busch. He's had a very good start to the season. Kyle Larson's had a little bit more of not a strong start, I guess, in a lot of ways, but I think this is a strong track for both of them. And I think that those cars, if you're going to kind of put a hierarchy out there of the teams, they've been a fringe contender, the Stewart-Haas guys, against the teams Penske and Joe Gibbs Racing. So that could be one team to watch, and maybe later you'll see my fantasy team.
And another car to rebound is Eric Almirola. That 10 car, they didn't get to show how fast they are during Bristol, getting wrecked on lap 3, I think it was. So he's been strong at Richmond. He's almost won the race there to make his way into the playoffs when he was in the 43. So that's another one that could step up as well.
I don't disagree with that.
We're
having a lot of agreement.
Should we? I know this is weird.
It's odd. We should probably find something.
But should we go ahead and put out that news bulletin now that a change is being made at Richmond and it's going to be a bounty on Kyle Busch?
Yeah, let's do that.
There is news out of Richmond, but it actually has to do with qualifying.
Oh.
The qualifying rounds are now all going to be 5 minutes.
Shows how much weight I pull.
I know. I thought, we could. It's not going to be the bounty.
I thought Parker was putting up the 100,000 as well.
Yeah, that's
not
what you
quite.
heard.
No,
that's what you heard.
Hey, NASCAR fans. Thanks for checking out the NBC Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe below for the latest NASCAR news, race highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.